Hey guys, this is Lizandria X and welcome back to the channel. So I'm just gonna get straight into it. So who do I think should have been an all-star? So this is something that I want to say first. If you're gonna have an all-star season, it should definitely be the most popular characters and the characters with the most longevity. Now with Total Drama Revenge of the Island actually premiering before all-stars, I don't think anybody from Rhodey should have been in all-stars, because maybe like 4 of them, only because they were just in this season prior. And of course we know Revenge of the Island, there's only 13 episodes, so it's not a lot of episodes to really get to know the characters. So technically we don't really know the Revenge of the Island cast like that, because we haven't seen them as long as the original cast. So I think maybe only like 4 people should have came back, and I really do think the people from Revenge of the Island should have been from fan service. So I want to say somebody like Dawn. I know people had like, so like 2 guys, 2 girls. So like Dawn, Zoe. Let me make sure I got this right. Brick, and then I want to say in B. So Dawn, Zoe, Brick, B. Well, I feel like even though I haven't really watched Revenge of the Island like that in recent years, I can't really remember, but just based off of personal things from what I can remember, I think Dawn, Zoe, Brick, and B probably would have been better off in All-Stars, like the only 4 Revenge of the Island people. So when it comes to our original cast, this is who I believe should have been in All-Stars. Of course, you should definitely have like the top like 3 girls, and I want to say that's Heather, Gwen, and Courtney. Of course, we know Heather as the strategic one, the unlikable character. Then you have Gwen, who was likable, goth girl, whatever, and had her love triangle with Duncan. I talked about making a video about the love triangle last year, and I still have yet to do it, but I definitely do want to go on and get that video out this year. So I don't know when that video is coming out, but I do want to talk about the love triangle between Duncan, Courtney, and Gwen. So with that being said, and Courtney as well, and I already do have a video about Courtney on this channel. I always plug my Courtney video because she is genuinely my favorite character from Total Drama before the derailment, and I just hate how her character just got derailed so bad. Like, I think she got it worse. Like, she's like in the top 3 of like worst derailments, honestly. Another lady that I do think that should have been in All-Stars was Lashana. Lashana, especially in season 1, was definitely a way more likable character than what she became. Even though still throughout the rest of the series I do like Lashana, it's just that she was just unable to come back from her character in season 1 because of her unfair elimination. And genuinely, her elimination with the parrot, that was just so unfair. That was so stupid. They just really had no other way of voting her off. They said that her voice actress was doing something else, but I also saw a video saying that that wasn't exactly true, and there was supposed to be another challenge involved with Lashana being voted off. But because of the animation, and animating television shows is not easy nor cheap, and because they couldn't get the animation money for it, they couldn't make that episode, so they just did like a clip show episode, and that's how they could just easily vote Lashana off. And it was just so dumb, and I think that was kind of like the beginning of the end of her character, unfortunately. Even though she did alright in action, I think World Tour definitely was, they ruined her in World Tour. But since I think she was like a crowd favorite by many, I do think she definitely would thrive in All-Stars. And I would say Bridget as well, because I know Bridget is a very likable character in season 1, but of course season 2 and especially in season 3, she's just changed completely. Like, she just changed so much, to the point, especially like cheating on Jeff. And I do have a video on this channel about her and Jeff's cute and messy relationship, so I'll leave that link as well for you guys. But those are like the girls that I do think that should have like came. So we have Heather, Gwen, Courtney, Bridget, Lashana. So now I'm going to try to do 5 guys. Of course, Duncan, definitely, especially with the whole love triangle situation, you're definitely going to want to bring Duncan back. than Owen. Even though I'm just plugging all my old videos, but I do have a video on this channel about the overuse of Owen, and basically I say in that video that I don't like Owen. And even though I don't like Owen, he is like a production favorite, so I don't understand why they wouldn't have him in All Stars in the first place, because in the obviously original All-Star season, he comes at the very end blowing farts out of his butt for the balloons. But I don't understand why he couldn't be there throughout the entire series if everybody liked him so much, especially production. I don't like Owen as a character, but if production liked him so much, I don't understand why they wouldn't include him. So that's probably why they had him in Redonkulous Race, because they didn't have him in All Stars. I would also say Trent. Even though poor Trent, I also talk about it in my action video. I'll leave that linked if I can. If I've run out of cards to put up here, I'll definitely leave everything linked down below. But especially Trent's derailment and deprecation of his character, it would be kind of hard to bring Trent back. I don't even know how they would bring his character back from the damage they had did. However, I do think he should be in All Stars because he was a very good character in season 1. He was a very likable character, and a lot of people liked him and definitely wanted to see him again, especially in World Tour, and not just see him get derailed in action and then like never really be talked about again because they derailed him so bad. Like the writers just derailed him so bad to the point that they just didn't even really know what to do with him anymore. So it would be nice to definitely have Trent come back again. Noah's pretty cool. He's not really my favorite character in the entire world, but he is quite cool, and I do think he could definitely fit in an All-Star season, especially the fandom behind Noah. So I think that also would have been a good person to include in this All-Star season. And then the last guy I want to say is Cody, especially since in the All-Star season we don't have Sierra, because I just don't think, especially with the original All-Stars, I don't think Sierra should have been in All-Stars, especially since her whole purpose was to just enjoy Cody, to be a creep and HARASS him. Like literally, that's all she did, was be a creep and then do the H word to him and step over his boundaries and have no self-control over herself. Without Cody, you can't have Sierra. So I didn't like the whole storyline with the whole her having a crush on Cameron and then seeing that as Cody. Like, it's just a lot with All Stars that I just genuinely do not like. So I think having Cody there, technically having a second chance without Sierra, definitely would have helped his character, and we find out more about him outside of him, of course, obviously being with Sierra. And like I said, anybody in Revenge of the Island definitely shouldn't have not been in All Stars because they were just fresh characters. We barely knew them. Like I said, I can understand if they added Dawn, Zoe, Brick, and B back into the situation. I could definitely get down with that, but only like those 4 and those 4 only, and then bring the rest of the 10 back, so then you have a cast of 14 and you could split the teams up however they want it. I don't know if it would be, now I will say the villains versus hero was actually like a really good idea, but with this thing that I have in my mind about All Stars, I don't know how they would split up, because it definitely wouldn't be villains versus hero, but they would split the team up some way, somehow. That's my opinion on who should have been in All Stars. Let me know in the comments down below who you think could have been in All Stars. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, especially subscribe, and I hope that y'all have a great day. Bye.